In previous modules, we discussed how to make your home more energy efficient. But if you're moving into a new home or apartment, you can save time and money by finding a place that's already energy efficient. In this module, we'll look at things you'll need to know when looking at a house or apartment, so you'll be prepared the next time you need to find a place to live. Section A, Location. The first thing you should consider when looking for a place to live is its distance from work or school and its distance to other community services. Although you may find an inexpensive place farther away, the money you'll spend driving may make it more expensive to live there in the long run. If you drive to work, multiply the total miles you drive per month by the current IRS standard mileage rate. The standard mileage rate changes each year, so check with your facilitator for the current rate, or you can also find it at www.irs.gov. The IRS standard mileage rate is roughly what it costs to drive a vehicle 1 mile. This amount includes gas, oil, tires, wear, and other expenses. When you multiply this rate by the number of miles you drive in a month, you can get a pretty good idea how much you spend driving around town. You should add this amount to your rent or mortgage payment to see what it really costs to live and drive from that location. When you add up your driving expenses, you may be surprised how much it costs to live farther away from work or school. If you absolutely must live a significant distance from your activities, it's a very good idea to carpool or use public transportation if possible. Section B, Inspecting the exterior. Once you've found a house or apartment you like, a thorough inspection around the outside of the building is a good place to start to see if it's energy efficient. Check to see if the building is weatherized. Ask the property manager, owner, or the real estate salesperson what's been done to make the home more energy efficient. You may want to contact the local community action agency about their weatherization program and ask if the property has been weatherized. If it has been weatherized, ask what was done and when it was finished. Check to see if the primary windows and living spaces face south. During cold weather, south rooms benefit from the sun's heat. During the winter, cold winds often come from the north and west. And so, if the primary windows and living spaces of your home face north or west, cold winter winds will cool these rooms, and winter sunlight won't be able to warm them as much. Look for trees and awnings. Shade trees or awnings on the east and west sides can reduce your cooling costs by protecting your home from the hot summer sun. Similarly, evergreen trees, fir trees, or even other buildings on the north and west sides of the home help protect against harsh winter winds. If you're looking at an apartment, keep in mind that a unit's location within the apartment building can also make a big difference in heating and cooling efficiency. Normally, upper-level units are warmer in the winter and summer since hot air rises. Inner units, with common walls, floors, or ceilings, are protected from the outside temperatures and winds. Corner units are most affected by the outside temperatures, but may let more sunlight inside. Examine all windows to be sure they operate and seal correctly. Also, look for high-efficiency, double, or triple-paned glass. If windows only have single-pane glass, they should have storm windows. Look for good quality exterior doors with storm doors. Make sure doors operate and seal correctly. Pay special attention to thresholds. As you inspect both windows and doors, be sure to look for damage. Movable panes or screens should be in good condition and operate easily to take advantage of cool breezes on mild summer days. Also, check for cracked or missing glass. Be sure that weather stripping is in good shape, and look around the edges to be sure caulk is present where the frame meets the exterior finish. Inspect the foundation for cracks, holes, and gaps. Pay special attention to places where utilities and plumbing enter the home. Gaps and cracks should be sealed to reduce air leaks and keep pests out. Be careful not to seal exhaust vents. If the home has a crawl space, the walls of the crawl space or the crawl space ceiling should be insulated. After you've inspected the exterior of a building, you'll probably have a pretty good idea about its energy efficiency. If you think the outside is okay, your next step is to go inside to take a closer look. Section C. Inspecting the interior. Look for carbon monoxide and smoke alarms, and if they're in working order. In Nebraska, smoke alarms are required in all rental units. The law varies on requirements for carbon monoxide alarms. For regulations in your area, contact the local fire department or city or county offices. Inspect every window. All windows should open and close easily and have a lock. Again, check for cracks, caulking, and weather stripping. Ideally, windows should be double or triple paned or have storm windows. Turn on every faucet and shower head and look for any visible leaks. It's also a good idea to look for water-saving, low-flow faucets and shower heads. In the bathroom, be sure there's a vent fan to exhaust moisture outside. If you see mold or stains on the walls or ceilings, it's usually a sign of poor ventilation or leaks. Fans in the bathroom and over the stove should vent to the outside to reduce moisture, smoke, and fumes. Take a good look at the attic, basement, and crawl space if there is one. Look for insulation in the attic and ask the property owner or salesperson about it. You'll want to know the total R value and total inches in attics and walls. If there is exposed ductwork in the attic, basement, or crawl space, the seams and corners should be sealed with UL-approved foil tape made for ducts. Ductwork should also be insulated, especially if it's in unconditioned spaces like attics, crawl spaces, or garages. Examine all the appliances and ask how old they are. Older appliances typically use more energy than newer ones. Appliances located inside the home, such as the dishwasher, stove, washer, dryer, and refrigerator, should all be in working order. Also, make sure the refrigerator door seals tightly when it's closed. Check for the Energy Star label on the kitchen appliances. Also, look for Energy Guide labels on your heating and cooling equipment. These labels can be very useful since they give you a pretty good idea what it costs to run that equipment over the course of a year. And obviously, the less it costs to run, the better. Be sure all major equipment works properly and that it's been well maintained with yearly inspections and regular filter changes. Carefully inspect your water heater as well. Ask about its age and whether or not it's had yearly inspections and regular maintenance. Also, look for any leaks or signs of rust. If it's a gas water heater, check for signs of discoloration near the burner and around the exhaust. Look for the Energy Guide label for the average operating cost of the unit, and while you're there, look for insulation around the water pipes closest to the water heater. Also, it's a good idea to find and inspect the thermostat. Ideally, your home will have a programmable thermostat, which can automatically adjust the home's temperature settings, allowing energy savings while you're away or sleeping. In addition, when you inspect the thermostat, pay special attention to its location. Thermostats in drafty areas, near the front door, or near a heat-producing appliance may not work properly. Finally, as you go from room to room, remember to look for ceiling fans. These fans help circulate conditioned air in the summer and winter, which will make your home feel more comfortable. Section D, Utility Services. Once you have found a home or apartment that you're interested in, and you've inspected it thoroughly, it's important to know what to expect on your monthly bills. Before you buy a home or move into a rental unit, you'll want to know how much you'll be paying for heating, cooling, water, sewer, and trash. You won't really know the true cost of a home or apartment unless you also know what to expect from your monthly utility bills. For example, if an apartment has very low rent but high utility bills, it could actually be more expensive than a nicer apartment with higher rent but lower utility bills. So be sure you've done your research on a home's utility bills before you sign a lease or mortgage. To really understand what you'll be paying, start by reading the lease. Are electricity, gas, water, and other utilities included in the rent? If not, ask the landlord how much each month is likely to be. Check with the utility company or ask about a similar unit in the complex. If you're buying a home, contact the utility companies or ask the seller if you can see monthly averages from previous years. Also, don't forget about deposit and connection fees. Ask if you'll need to pay deposits for utility hookups and find out how to get these deposits back when you move out. If possible, it's a good idea to see if level payment plans are available from your utility companies. If you realize that your current home has energy costs that you simply can't afford, it may be necessary to move to a more energy-efficient home. Summary. As we've seen, finding an energy-efficient apartment or home is an important part in managing future energy bills and keeping housing costs affordable. When purchasing a new home, you need to ask questions, inspect carefully, and check previous utility bills. It also may be a good idea to ask for a housing inspection that includes an energy audit. After all, it's better to know about problems before you move in. This is the end of Module 4. The video will now pause and give you time to complete Activity Number 1 and the evaluation form. These evaluations help us to see which topics you found useful and which topics we need to improve. When you're done, be sure to return all the completed forms to your facilitator. If you'd like to continue to Module 5, you can do so by clicking Continue. Or if you're finished for today, you can stop the DVD at any time.